Hey, doing another security certification review today. So today we're going to go with the CISSP. The CISSP is, as ISC Square says, the world's premier cybersecurity certification. So I don't know that I would hold it on that high of a pedestal, but it is one of the best known certifications that exists. It's definitely one of those nice little solid check marks on a resume of this person knows security, or at least it's read that way. In my personal experience, it's it's a good cert, but it's not the best cert. The CISSP's intent is to be very broad but very shallow, and as a result, when you take the exam or you study for the exam, you'll learn lots of different things, but not how to apply them fundamentally well or really well in general. So it's almost like a lot of trivia information regarding security. So you know the answers to questions, and you kind of have these foundational ideas, and they cover a pretty broad scope. So that's good. But you probably don't leave your CISSP training and you don't get the cert and walk away with a specific objective measurement that you can do better at. It just makes you probably more aware and generally, um, yeah, just aware of the security kind of world. So when we talk about how broad it is, the CISSP covers 8 domains of security. You can check it out on their website. I'm not going to go through all of them, but as you can see, it covers things technical and non-technical, especially when you start talking about things like asset security and physical security and stuff like that. It covers everything from software development to actual file-based security and asset security on infrastructure. So it's kind of everywhere, and that's good and bad, right? Like it's good to understand how fundamentally software security works. That's neat. It's neat to understand how asset security works. That's cool. But as a day-to-day engineer, this isn't super helpful information typically. Like it doesn't make you a better engineer outright. It just gives you a better perspective on security. Um, it does have some requirements to get. You're supposed to have a minimum of 5 years of experience in 2 or more of the domains. So, and if you have a college degree, I think they'll knock off 1 year of that for you. A lot of people skirt this because the validation of that isn't super stringent, right? Like if you're anywhere in those domains, I mean, you can kind of make an argument that somebody working on a help desk who's been resetting passwords is doing access management because they are, but I don't know that that's necessarily the intent of security experience that they're looking for. You also need to get another CISSP to vouch for you, sort of, during their endorsement process and things like that. So that also helps with keeping the certification sort of um, in the hands of trustworthy people, I guess. But realistically, because it was such a sought after and well known certification, it was sort of a marquee certification for a lot of security practitioners. It's been diluted over time because so many people have it and it's become so easy to kind of get. Um, my experience taking the exam, I mean, it took me about 30 days of studying, but I had been in the industry for a while. I think I used an audiobook that I really liked. It was called Simple CISSP. Really good book if you're interested in taking the exam. I definitely recommend it. Some people spend months, some people spend a long time studying for this exam, but I find that they're usually the people who don't actually have practical experience in the industry, trying to make up for that lack of experience by studying, which will get you to pass the test, but probably not get you the actual benefit of the knowledge, right? But as a whole, it's a decent certification. Like any of the major certifications, it's probably around $1,000 or so to take the exam, maybe a little bit less now. There's annual renewal fees and all that stuff to keep it current and to be part of ISC Squared, which is a worthy organization to be part of. So that is one of the major benefits of the certification is that ISC Squared is a pretty good organization. There's local chapters. You can go meet with them. You can kind of network. You can do all that stuff. So it's really, really good. And they're also the first to admit that this isn't like a be all end all cert for everybody, right? It's probably not the certification you should be taking as your first or second or fifth cert, even. This is a into your career, you're kind of there, and now you're looking to shift into managerial, maybe. That kind of certification. If you're looking for entry level certs, they just introduced their CC cert. They also have cloud based certifications. They have their healthcare and other variants of the CISSP, which were specialties and things like that. They have software security certifications. So the CISSP has a place in the kind of ecosystem of certifications, but it's not the best certification on the market, probably by anybody's measurement. Um, but it's probably the most well known. So a lot of people believe those two are the same thing. Um, but yeah, so that's the CISSP. I mean, if you're into it, go for it. It's not the hardest certification exam I've taken, but it's not the easiest either. You definitely have to have a good recall for a broad range of topics. That's probably the most challenging part of it. Um, but if you've been in the industry for a while and you've worked in broad areas, I come from a managed services background, which is broad by definition. So I've kind of worked in a lot of different spaces, which I think was to benefit a benefit to me in this case. But yeah, check it out. If you're an entry level person just getting into the security space, skip this one. Go do something more tactical and more fun. If you're looking to shift into a management role from an engineering role and you're looking to get into maybe auditor roles or things like that, then this one's probably the right one for you to take on that kind of path. But yeah, have a great day.